And there is a direct relation in traditional Chinese medicine between the liver and the eyes. And it's very interesting because in anatomy and physiology, there are also studies that show connection between the liver and the eyes, like people that drink a lot and have problems in the liver, then it produces some particular kind of problems in the eyes. So it's interesting how all these different traditions, ancient wisdom traditions and science, they end up saying same things. So we're going to do a very beautiful practice that's called opening the bow, and that is about having clear vision. So it's working on the liver and on the eyes at the same time. And it's also, for clear vision, we need our heart aligned. So it's also working in with opening the area of our chest and our lungs. And the movement is like this. The hands are going to come up like this. And then we are going to form a fist, let's say with the right hand, and forming a hollow fist, like if you had a little bird inside and you don't want to squeeze it. And that hand is going to be one of the hands opening the bow, and the other hand, the left hand, is going to have a hand like this. So you are opening the bow. Here is where the arrow is, right? The arrow would be there. And the other hand is the one that's pulling to open the bow. So it's firm pull, but without, you don't make yourself tense. You just have this sense of opening, stretching, stretching, stretching. You're looking at the L here. And then you keep looking at that L as your hand comes to the center and the other hand comes to. They are going to go up again, and now you form a fist with the left, a hollow fist, and then you open your bow by feeling the expansion as one hand goes on one side and the other goes to the other side. The other interesting thing is that we have two very important points right here. Acupuncture points and acupressure points, which are the beginning of the lung meridian. And of course, we are also working with lung inspiration, how the breath also affects the heart, etc. So in this lung 1, letting go point, when we have the hands going like that, we could imagine that we are also releasing any stagnation that could be, letting go, whatever you need to let go. Usually the lung is more affected by grief, but as we saw before, they are all kind of talking to each other and influencing each other. They are like bunches of grapes. You either have a lot of negative emotions that keep feeding on each other, or you contact some positive emotion, and that also gets another different kind of bunch of grapes of positive emotions. So the body is designed in such a way that it goes only in one direction at a time. So you cannot be at the same time relaxed and tense. So what we are trying to do today, and with all the practices, is connect with that sense of safety and relaxation, have an embodied experience of it as we open and breathe and expand our chest, and then as we follow the view of the hand that was extended and come back again. So when we have those sense of peace in our viscera, by doing the movement slowly and concentrating totally on the movement, then our vagus nerve receives those sensations that come from our viscera, and is 80% of our inner mood is those sensations that are picked up by the vagus nerve and transmitted to the brain, and the brain sends 20% more of the same. So if you are with restlessness, it's going to send you more adrenaline so that you can fight or flight, but sometimes none of those options are available, and so you just get more and more stuck. Or if you can send a sense of peace, then it's going to send you more dopamine, serotonin, endorphins. for you, oxytocin, for you to be more calm and more open to yourself and others, with compassion for yourself and for others. Okay, so now let's go for the practice. So we stand with the feet hip width apart, and we are going to bring the hands like this as we inhale. When we exhale, we are going to bend the knees if that's comfortable for you, and I'm having the L on my left hand and the hollow fist on my right hand. I'm looking at my left hand as I open the bow, and I open my chest and I let go of any stagnation in the chest, and I have clarity of vision for what I need to do, or I invite clarity of vision. Okay, inhaling again. As we inhale, we come up a little bit. As we exhale, now we clear with one hand here in the chest. This is my left hand with the hollow fist, and the right hand with the L, and looking at that L, and coming up again. Okay, so let's try. Inhaling, one hand stays near the chest, it's the one that's going to pull, right? And the other one is in the outer part, and that's the one that has the L. So let's have the right one near the chest. Well, we're having like this, and then the right hand goes near the chest and the left hand goes the other way. And we are bending the knees a little bit if that's comfortable, while keeping your spine straight, and then the hands come to the center, inhaling again, exhaling. Coming back to the center again. Up like in prayer, and exhaling. Praying for clarity and for good decisions, and having this sense of opening. And we come back again. Let's do like 5 of these at your own pace, working with whatever you want to work in your own life right now. And one more. bring the hands to center. We lower them. We're going to open our arms to the side and gather any sense of frustration or any irritability, anything that you want to let go, and let's just drop it, let it go. Just have a sense of relinquishing layers and layers of what you need to relinquish. And now we are going to open again the hands and arms, and now we are gathering this sense of inspiration, grounding, vitality, aliveness, stability, stillness, and giving that to ourselves as a seed to nourish and to protect. And one last opening with a sense of community and also of protection and sealing everything that you have contacted today. Keep nourishing it in your practice with this particular things that we practice today, or anything else that you find that gives you peace. We are going to have our hands together in prayer, and we bring them to the forehead. We give thanks for the gifts in our life. And the gift of being alive and of being in community. And we lower our hands and we bring our hands to our heart. And from here we send a weft of peace to somebody that we know is struggling. First, imagine that this person receives it and feels his burdens or her burdens lifted a bit. And now we also send from here a sense of solidarity and care for many people who are suffering and struggling. And we send our peace that we cultivate every day, and that it's not a bypass of ignoring what's going on, but because of what's going on and because of the suffering in ourselves and in others, it moves us to practice so that we can keep bringing the light into our immediate environments and also put it as an intention in the pool of humanity. I'm totally convinced that that's very powerful. So I invite us to, all together at this moment, just put a wish of peace and healing for everyone, and of clarity and further good decisions and effective action that will come as we come together in community and we bloom together. It's like the flowers bring the spring to each other by blooming. They bring a little bit of light, a little bit of hope, and everyone else also gets it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for practicing together.